Let's start with abide by. This phrase means to follow rules or formal agreements. For example, you must abide by the rules. It's commonly used in legal or formal contexts. Simple, right? Next is adhere to, which also means to follow rules, but with an emphasis on strict commitment. Compare this with abide by, which suggests general compliance. For instance, you must adhere to the guidelines. Notice the subtle difference in usage. Accountable for refers to being responsible for something. For example, he is accountable for his decisions. It's about what you are held responsible for. Now, accountable to shifts the focus to who you report to or answer to. For instance, she is accountable to her manager. See the distinction? Accountable for is about the responsibility, while accountable to is about the person or authority. Answer for is another way to say, take responsibility for. For example, you will answer for your mistakes. It emphasizes owning up to actions or consequences. Answerable to is similar but places the focus on being accountable to someone specific. For example, the team answers to the director. It's a direct relationship of accountability. Here's a formal one. Accede to, meaning to agree to something, often after negotiation. An example? The government acceded to the demands. It's usually used in formal or legal discussions. Agree on refers to reaching a consensus, like we agreed on the terms of the contract. It's about shared decision-making. Agree to means giving consent, as in she agreed to the changes in the project. It's about permission or approval. And lastly in this category, agree with indicates sharing the same opinion. For example, I agree with your suggestion. It's about alignment in thoughts. Moving on to quantities, abound describes a place filled with large numbers of something. For instance, the forest abounds in wildlife. It focuses on where abundance is found. While abound with shifts the focus to what is present in abundance, like the garden abounds with flowers. Subtle, but important distinctions, right? Accompanied by means together with. For example, he was accompanied by his dog. It's straightforward and often used in both formal and casual contexts. Add to refers to contributing or increasing something, like this will add to the workload. Simple and direct. Adequate for means being enough or suitable for a purpose. For instance, this is adequate for our needs. It's about sufficiency. Adapt to means adjusting to new situations. For example, he adapted to the new environment. A very handy phrase for changes. Accustomed to means being familiar or habituated to something. For instance, she is accustomed to cold weather. It reflects comfort through familiarity. And finally, afflicted with describes suffering from a problem or condition. An example? Many people are afflicted with seasonal allergies. A poignant and empathetic expression.